I began my week with more gravel trails. The trail was better suited for an ATV than my bike, and so it was slow going. After about 17 miles, I was able to get back on the road. It was a beautiful ride, full of great views of the river, the mountains, and valleys. The night's campsite was by the Clark Fork River, 12 miles outside of Superior, Montana. The next day I took to the frontage road until it ran out after a few miles. From there I hopped on I-90. It was smooth going, and I cruised along as the cars sped on by. I made it into Missoula and rode out to my Airbnb, happy to spend the next day off the road. After a restful day indoors, I headed out for a short day on the 22nd. All the interstates in Montana are fair game for cyclists, and so I hopped back on I-90. While it certainly wasn't the most scenic or relaxing route to take, it was the fastest and most straightforward, and I wanted to make up time. After a short ride, I ended the day in the small town of Drummond, Montana. It was a long day out of Drummond. I kept to the highway for the majority of the 75-mile ride, hopping onto a frontage road when it became available. There were more hills than the day before, but nothing too crazy. I stopped for the night in Butte, an old mining town set up against a hill. I set out for a somewhat difficult ride the next day. There were a couple of passes that snaked their way around the mountainsides that posed a bit of a challenge, but the long downhill rides made it all worth it. I decided to push on past my initial destination of Manhattan, Montana, and instead set my sights on Bozeman. I was starting to regret it after 70 miles or so, but I pedaled on, and mile 7,000 of the trip went by before I finally made it into town. On August 25th, I ended the week with an easy ride following I-90 east. Thankfully, the road stayed at the base of the mountains, which made for a more pleasant day. My spot for the night was a small campsite at a fishing access point in the tiny town of Greycliff, Montana.